The 1980s gave the world some truly iconic cars, but it also produced some of the worst disasters ever to hit the road. Automakers made big promises with bold ads and flashy designs, yet many of these vehicles collapsed under the weight of poor engineering and cheap builds. From engines that struggled to keep up with traffic to transmissions that failed without warning, these cars frustrated buyers at every turn. Some looked sporty, but drove like sluggish boats, while others tried to pass off fake luxury that felt anything but premium. Reliability issues, constant recalls, and embarrassing breakdowns only cemented their reputation as failures. Instead of becoming classics, they became cautionary tales in automotive history. With that said, let's dive into the top 9 worst cars of the 1980s. Number 9. 1980 Dodge Aspen RT. The 1980 Dodge Aspen RT looked like a great option, but reality was rather disappointing. The automobile is noted for its corrosion problems and poor general build quality. Its slant-six engine was underpowered and unable to deliver appropriate performance. The automatic transmission performed weirdly, which made the driving experience worse. Inside, the seats were unpleasant, and elements like the dashboard and doors wore out quickly. The facade had a simple, boxy design that didn't impress anyone. With several recalls and regular difficulties, it gained a poor reputation. Overall, the Aspen RT remains slow, unstable, and not worth considering today. Number 8. 1980 Chevrolet Monza. The 1980 Chevrolet Monza reached the market with anticipation, but ended up disappointing purchasers. Its base 151 cubic inch four-cylinder engine produced only 87 horsepower, leaving the automobile dangerously underpowered. Even the V8 variants lacked true strength and failed to deliver sufficient acceleration. Handling was poor, and steering didn't give drivers much confidence. The interior looked cheap and boring and lacked comfort. Its general design was boring and failed to stand out among competitors. To make matters worse, GM used leftover parts from the Chevrolet Vega, which already had a terrible reputation. As a result, the Monza is recognized as weak, dull, and one of the most forgettable automobiles of its time. Number 7. 1980 Buick Century Turbo Coupe. The 1980 Buick Century Turbo Coupe arrived with bold and flamboyant looks that promised excitement, but under the hood it failed to deliver. Powered by a 232 cubic inch V6 engine combined with a turbocharger, it managed 175 horsepower, respectable on paper, albeit unimpressive in actuality. Without the option of a manual transmission, the driving experience felt drab and uninspiring. Despite its stylish design, the car lacked the thrill and performance needed to meet its rivals. Against legends like the Corvette, the Century Turbo Coupe stood little chance, since it simply could not compete in either speed or handling. What remained was a car that looked fast but drove flat, leaving enthusiasts unsatisfied. Its reputation is one of style over substance, recognized more for its spectacular design than for any actual performance achievements. Number 6. 1981 Dodge Mirada CMX. The 1981 Dodge Mirada CMX was touted as a fashionable mix of luxury and muscle, but it struggled to excel in any category. Beneath its hood was a 318 cubic inch V8 engine that produced only 130 horsepower, making it excruciatingly slow for a car that possessed muscle car ambitions. On the inside, Dodge sought to improve the design with accents ranging from cheap faux wood to brushed aluminum, although neither choice conveyed a sense of true luxury. The outer style looked ungainly, with proportions that were antiquated and lacked aerodynamic elegance. Poor performance, along with its unappealing look, quickly turned purchasers away. Sales numbers dropped, sealing the Mirada CMX's place in history as a failed attempt to resurrect Dodge's muscle luxury identity. Today, it serves as a reminder that elegance and ambition mean little without power and execution. Number 5. 1980 Pontiac Firebird Turbo Trans AM. The 1980 Pontiac Firebird Turbo Trans AM looked fierce and promised excitement, but it failed to live up to its image. Its 302 cubic inch V8 was mated with a turbocharger, although instead of enhancing performance, it actually lost power. Acceleration was sluggish, leaving drivers disappointed with its lack of speed. Build quality was terrible, with vibrating parts and readily breaking internal components. Motorized seatbelts, designed to be advanced, often became faulty and irritating. Despite the athletic design and name familiarity, the automobile lacked both reliability and exhilaration. Today, it is known as one of Pontiac's most underwhelming muscle cars. Number 4. 1980 AMC Spirit AMX. The 1980 AMC Spirit AMX sought to deliver a sporty compact automobile to the market, but ended up underperforming in practically every way. Its 121 cubic inch four-cylinder engine was considerably too weak, making acceleration sluggish and unexciting. Handling was mediocre, generating little confidence for drivers. Inside, the cabin seemed tight, while materials and build quality came across as cheap. The outside appearance was ungainly, failing to give it a distinct performance car identity. Buyers and fans quickly lost interest, and sales fell. In the end, the Spirit AMX became simply another forgotten blunder in AMC's history. Number 3. 1981 Chrysler LeBaron. The 1981 Chrysler LeBaron was introduced as an affordable luxury car, but ended up being a significant letdown. Buyers had a choice between a 225 cubic inch slant six or a tiny V8, although both options were sluggish and unattractive. The automatic transmission felt clumsy and harsh, adding to driving stress. Inside, Chrysler tried to pass off artificial wood details as posh, but the inside still seemed cheap and unrefined. Reliability difficulties immediately appeared, making ownership difficult. To make matters worse, the styling appeared antiquated nearly shortly after release. Instead of becoming a luxury deal, the LeBaron became a symbol of unmet expectations. Number 2. 1980 Ford Fairmont Futura. The 1980 Ford Fairmont Futura was touted as a sleek alternative to the Mustang, but it failed to capture the same passion. Buyers could pick between a 200 cubic inch four-cylinder or a V6. However, both struggled to keep up on highways. Performance was sluggish, leaving drivers unhappy with its lack of speed. Handling was also awful, with sluggish steering that made the ride boring. The interior offered merely mediocre quality, with no genuine sense of sophistication. Comfort levels were low, making long rides unpleasant. In the end, the Fairmont Futura became a forgettable entry in Ford's range. Number 1. 1980 Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme. The 1980 Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme appeared sleek and sophisticated from the exterior, but its performance didn't match its image. Engine choices ranged from a modest 231 cubic inch V6 to a somewhat stronger V8. However, acceleration remained mediocre. Drivers seeking excitement found the car slow and uninteresting. The inside sought to impress with wood trim and vinyl, but cheap plastic spoiled the upscale vibe. Ride comfort was ordinary at best, with nothing genuinely striking. While the styling certainly turned heads on the street, the driving experience was a disappointment. The Cutlass Supreme became more about appearance than true performance.